Hello everybody and welcome to this video where I'm going to investigate the treatment of Donna Adelson and Charlie Adelson. And I definitely wanted to do some research, and rather than jumping to conclusions, I wanted to hear what you all thought and thinking whether it was one of three things, whether this was in fact kind of inhumane treatment and they were being subjected to unalive watches against their control, being forced in there without clothing, or two, coming off of their meds and acting erratically or having a psychotic break, or three, just wanting attention. And I think a lot of you agreed with a lot of those things. And I have to say that the first reasoning, that if the Tallahassee jail is not allowing proper things, I mean, obviously I agree with what Mentor Lawyer was saying earlier. I had asked him that question in his chat. He went on about it like a 30-40 minute explanation. He said he needs to do research. I think a lot of us do need to do research. That's why in this video, I'm going to kind of share some of the things that I have been researching. Pretty disturbing methods in the past, and luckily, I think things can only get better, but obviously the Adelson family does not need our sympathy. I think that the interesting thing here at Donna's meeting, and as she goes into this case management hearing and then wanting to get a possible Arthur hearing. Obviously, I don't believe that the Tallahassee jail is mistreating her or not offering her basic needs. This very time last year, Charlie was asking to be released into the general population after he wasn't officially on a blank watch, but he was being checked very often as a high-profile inmate. Much like Donna, he was being taunted, and I have a few incidents where, you know, he did report a person who threatened his life and his family's life, but Donna is reporting the Tallahassee jail allegedly taunting her. So we'll see if anything comes of that, but I wanted to kind of send it to that motion. But first, I wanted to send it to some information that I gathered about the history of the Unalive Watch, and also the ACA, American Corrections Association, which has the guidelines for these basic necessities for inmates to kind of stay alive and get to trial, which is my goal for Donna, to stay alive and get her medications, get food, not get hypothermia, wear clothes. Sounded like they were giving her a blanket. So, and I mean, she did say that she was going to unalive herself as she was on the phone with Charlie. So there's definitely a lot of things unfolding, and I'm working on those calls from the 13th, also the Thanksgiving calls, and always the Jared Brightigan murder trial as well. So stay tuned for more of those jail records as well, and the New Year's records. But let's send it to that video of me going over some of the ACA guidelines and also that motion. Hello everybody, and welcome to this after school special where we are going to talk about a very sensitive topic, this Unalive Watch. And I just wanted to go through some of the history of these safety smocks and how they came about. And I hate that my source is Wikipedia, but this seems to be pretty legit. And I just cannot believe, I just have a hard time believing that the Leon County Jail wouldn't have offered Donna or Charlie safety smocks in addition to the blankets. But these safety smocks were developed around 1989 while a nurse was working at the Santa Cruz, California County Jail. Safety smocks are now standard issue through jails and prisons in the United States. The same material that is used for the anti-unalive blanket. Prior to the use of safety smocks, many jails and prisons stripped inmates naked and held them in a stripped-down padded cell with no furniture or protrusions of any kind. Some facilities opted for the use of paper gowns to provide modesty. The American Correctional Association has established the use of appropriate safety smocks and safety blankets as one of the standards used to judge jail for accreditation. Demand for safety smocks to meet the ACA standard led to multiple clothing makers creating similar garments of varying length and various materials. In addition to the safety smock, Lana Spear developed the safety blanket, the safety sleeping bag made from quilted nylon. I really have a hard time believing that the Leon County Jail would force Charlie or Donna to be in this way, or I didn't see any instances of Donna or Charlie getting into a fight or any event that would have triggered some sort of, violence towards them or aggression or any kind of physical altercations, other than these events of Charlie being guilty or Donna saying that she's going to unalive herself, which is why she would be put in an unalive watch. And both of them were being very closely monitored in the past month. But as I read what corrections professionals can do to prevent these things in the facilities, they're supposed to identify the risk. I know right now I randomly am working in the geriatric field, and there, on top of people being elderly, there are a lot of mental illnesses. So that could very well be what Donna is going through. But, they go on to say that a lot of these inmates are experiencing depression and substance abuse and forms of mental illness. So prisons and jails contain large numbers of people with types of mental health problems associated, elevated risk for unaliving themselves. A study of the Bureau Justice Statistics revealed more than half of prison and jail inmates have mental health problems. Donna goes on in this paperwork that I'm going to read to you that she is on heart medication, and she was denied this medication, but maybe she does struggle with alcohol as well, and is kind of withdrawing and to some of her other meds that we don't know if she's getting those. A lot of people have asked the question. People who are talking about unaliving themselves will receive verbal warnings, and as we can see that Donna has talked to a lot of the mental behavioral health professionals, BHP, in her file. She might also suffer with depression and psychosis, talking to herself. They say to look for one of those signs. I did see that she was talking to herself, and that is a clear sign of, of depression, and also one reason that her and Charlie were probably put on an unalive watch. They were both talking to themselves and Donna was having a very bad reaction to her incarceration. In the first 24 hours, they say is the most difficult time. So the people at the Tallahassee jail, I'm sure that they're doing a great job. I just can't imagine that they would be doing anything terrible. But if they are, that's a whole other issue that I'm sure that the prosecutors will take care of. Go on to read. I just wanted to read you all excerpts from this emergency motion Donna filed to be released onto house arrest, which we all know will not happen. She wants to enjoin the jail for independent psychological evaluation or release to house arrest. So she said she's not able to prepare for the trial or speak to her family. And alternatively, she requests to be released on house arrest, coupled with standard conditions for pretrial release. And sidebar, I cannot wait for Donna's Arthur hearing, because that's when we'll be able to see possibly more evidence against Donna, just like we did at Charlie's Arthur hearing. Donna Adelson, a 73-year-old grandmother, was arrested in Miami, Florida, November 13th, after her son Charles Adelson was convicted of murdering Dan Markel in alleged murder for hire plot. The evidence against Donna is circumstantial at best. And this is all words of her lawyer, Marcel Descalzo. While Donna has been charged with a crime, there is a presumption of innocence in this country. Donna is entitled to a fair trial, has a right to counsel, and has a right against cruel and unusual punishment. To date, all of Donna's rights have been violated, despite the presumption of innocence in place. Okay, so she goes on to say, after her arrest, she was transported to the Miami-Dade jail, placed on psychiatric unit because of the charges against her, placed in isolation cell with a small sink, mattress on the floor, blanket, toilet. Did not have access to any clothes, cups, silverware, books, blankets, toiletries, and was only permitted to shower once. Although she had access to counsel, she was not permitted to use the phone to contact family members. And I have to kind of say, we saw Donna in the turtle suit. When she's saying she didn't have clothing, she didn't have actual clothing. I believe that she did have this turtle suit that we all saw her in. Following 2 psychiatric evaluations, Donna was cleared within 96 hours of her arrest and placed in general population, where she was able to contact her family and attorney. Donna's mental state has not changed since the determination of the psychiatrist at TGK Miami. And it's interesting she's talking to Harvey because I think she was not supposed to have contact with co-conspirators. I guess that means Charlie or people charged with the murder of Dan Markel, or any of Dan Markel's family, which she definitely should not speak to those boys. All right, so then it goes on to say, I think a lot of you have heard this. All right, Donna tried to get the attention of the officers, but 4 to 5 hours in the trip, they finally checked on her. She was shaking, dehydrated, and unable to stand up or move. All right, so then she goes on to say that at the Leon County Jail, she has a sink, a mattress, and a dirty blanket in solitary confinement. And she requested a book or a Bible, is not given anything, and has been forced to eat her food with her hands. And one of the jail's mental health officials began questioning Donna about the medication she was taking before she was arrested. Donna felt uncomfortable during this interaction because she could not see the official's face and wanted to verify that they were, in fact, a healthcare professional, but they would not verify. All right, and then they were calling, okay, so some official, when Donna made her concerns known, the official told Donna that Donna is a fancy white lady who murdered her son and thinks she has rights. The official joked with the other guard. I mean, these are her words against theirs. It's pretty crazy. Okay. And then the official said to Donna that Donna will learn that fancy white lady murderers have no rights here. And told Donna, do you see where you are? And do you see where I am? That is because I am not a murderer. Pretty much facts, though. It's all hearsay, but hopefully we get to the bottom of this, and hopefully it's just a nothing sandwich. Since that interaction, some of the jail staff have treated Donna with cruelty, denied her blood pressure medication. She's only been allowed to call Harvey once. All right, so, I'm just going to kind of skip through this. I don't really feel sorry for her, you guys. I know a lot of you don't either, but this is kind of what Charlie did to join in the general population, and oh my gosh, she is going to be in some fights in general population. A lot of people have said that they're going to be nice to her because she's older, but not if she's acting in this way. These are not great conditions. Yeah, this is jail, but I mean, there are standards, and that the ACA does have standards that they abide by, but they're not going to give her pretrial release. I definitely look forward to this meeting, and I hope that everybody enjoys this content and keeps the chat light and friendly. And moving forward, hope that everyone's having a wonderful holiday season, and thank you for liking and subscribing. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing. I hope that this wasn't too much of a triggering week for everyone. Very bizarre news cycle of this case. I just wonder what Dan Markel would think about this. I think he would definitely want Donna or Charlie to have the things that they need in jail, not be mistreated, have a fair trial. But, you know, this is not the Four Seasons. I love reading everyone's comments. It's just karma. They are where they're supposed to be. We will see what happens in this motion hearing and Charlie's sentencing. So thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing. I hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday season.